Hi, babies. Hi. Hi, my little turkey legs. Hi, my little cuties, my little darlings, my little tenderloins, my little T-bone steaks. Hi. How are you? I hope this video finds you well, my little cutie pies. Hi. This is a general message, so whenever you find... Oh my god, why do I keep saying that? This is a general message, so use your own discernment and intuition. Don't force the message if it's not yours. It is timeless, so whenever you find it, it is the right time. I will never reach out to you for personal readings because I am not doing them, and I would never do that anyway. Let's get into it. Anywho, the song I got on shuffle inspired me to wear this hat. Somebody's being a turkey, a little turkey. But it's all for the greater good. It's all for the greater good. So we'll just get into it, okay? So the song I got on shuffle is That's My Story by Colin Ray. It is 12:56 on my clock. For some reason I was called to read that. And there's a stupid ass fly flying around my room. So you'll see me yelling at it later, I'm sure. I came in, the sun came up. She glared at me over her coffee cup. She said, "Where you been?" So I thought real hard and said, and it's funny because the lyrics, they messed up the spelling of thought, like they typed the G too soon. So there's like a little typo, you know? So there's somebody like kind of messed up with what they were speaking on, or something slipped, you know, like there was a mistake made somewhere, is what I'm getting from that. So I thought real hard and said, I fell asleep in the hammock in the yard. She said, "You don't know it, boy, but you just blew it." And I said, "Well, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. That's my story. Oh, that's my story. Well, I ain't got a witness and I can't prove it, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it." I got the deer in the headlight look. She read my face like the cover of a book and said, "Don't expect me to believe all that static, 'cause just last week I threw that hammock in the attic." My skin got so thin so you could see right through it, and I stuttered, "Well, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. That's my story." You know, the time comes when a wise man knows the best thing that he could do is just look her in the eye and beg for mercy and face the bitter truth. Well, honey, me and the boys played cards all night, and there was no hanky-panky, not a woman in sight. I know I should have called, baby. I'm real sorry, but get a cellular phone and then you won't have to worry. You know how much I love you, darling, and I'm ready to prove it. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's my story. Well, I ain't got a witness, and you know I can't prove it, but that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. You know I ain't gonna do a thing, darling, unless you approve it, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So I feel like there's gonna be like a slip up, or and like I'm getting it, it's just all for the greater good. Like somebody's gonna be a turkey and slip up, mess up, but it's all for like it's like the truth needed to come out anyway. Like somebody needed the ammo, the fuel to finally just do something, you know? And that could be oh shit, because we have the night. I never pick out cards like that. I usually don't like to do that, but for some reason I was called to do that. And we have the Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. So someone's gonna get too frisky, too excited, to just even cocky. Like it could take it how it resonates, because it doesn't have to be that way. Like this could literally be you just being like, man, I just want to get on this new journey or whatever, and there's just going to be like a slip up. and the message will be delivered. The I'm getting out of breath too. It's like I'm seeing like somebody running to go tell somebody something they're just like so excited about, like, oh, I gotta go tell them, like I gotta get to them, or I'm getting like somebody needed a ride somewhere and they're just so excited to go get something or tell somebody something that they just start running there instead. They're like, I can't wait any longer. Yeah, I'm definitely like breathless. So very interesting. It's just like this, I want to get this rolling already. And there could be, and like I said, there's no worry or fear of this stuff being exposed. Like, because it's meant to be this way. Whatever gets exposed, whatever, somebody being a turkey and just like being over the top or slipping up, or whatever's getting exposed, or whatever's like you can't hold it in any longer, it's all for a reason. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's my story. So it's like, whether if it's you doing this or somebody to you, like it could be, I'm getting it's like on many planes. It's like there was supposed to be this like planned out, I just heard couth. I don't know why I just heard that, but like let me look that up real quick, because I'm getting that there's something in the definition that I'll get out of that. Couth definition. Cultured, refined, and well-mannered. Good manners, refinement. So it was supposed to be done with couth. Like I'm getting like the well-mannered, like, oh, I need to say this and deliver this ever so perfectly, and because like this is important, this is a big deal, whatever. I'm just getting that, and then it's like it's all tossed, like thrown to the wind, you know. It's I keep getting this like excitement out of breath feeling, so it's like I can't wait anymore. But I'm also getting, it's like, if this isn't like overexcitement, it's like, so take it how it resonates. I'm getting it could be like this is happening on many different parts of your life, and one of them could be like somebody slips up on a lie, like the song, and it's all for the greater good though. Like it might be like painful or whatever, but it's like it gives you this like final push of like, oh God, thank you. Like I'm just getting like thank you. Like I had an inkling, I had a feeling, I wanted the proof, I prayed for the proof, you know, I prayed for a sign, and it's there. It's all for the greater good. Like it might be painful, it might be like, dude, for real? Like, are you serious? Like, why would you do that to me? Blah blah blah, whatever. And see how I'm like wanting to talk really fast, so it's like wherever this is happening, the person's like excited, and you know, like this is an exciting new beginning with this Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. I'm getting it's like somebody is like, whether it's you or another person, like wanting to like spread the good news or like tell somebody something. And when I was shuffling my little oracle deck here, a little tea leaf oracle deck, we got the handshake. A meeting with a stranger could be important. And chair filled, someone new is entering your life. And then we got cracked cup, a dissatisfaction with life. So I'm almost getting like I said, like that it's on different planes. Like, oh, I just met somebody, like things are working out, this is so amazing, like I want to show the world this, or like you got a new job opportunity or whatever, and you were supposed to like wait, or somebody else was supposed to wait. Like how, take it how it resonates. Like, you know, it could be like a partner slipping up, and like because they're like just so in this energy and they accidentally slip up, or like a lie gets, you know, fizzles out and the structure of it falls apart and everything is exposed. It's all for the greater good. Like it's meant to like push you into this new beginning. Someone new is entering your life. And like I said, it could be job, whatever. Take it. And I just keep getting this feeling like it's like all different levels of your life. And some of them with the cracked cup. So just because the 3 cards fell out, it's probably on 3 like different levels of your life. And it could be more, you know, taking out resonates, but I'm just getting, I was called to like look at the number of the cards that fell out of that tea leaf oracle. Yeah, somebody's being a turkey. You're excited to tell somebody, and you know, it's like, I'm getting, you know, if you've watched other videos or, you know, you got advice from somebody, they're like, oh, you should wait, whatever. Like, I mean, I'm just getting like, you kind of like toss that away and just kind of go for it, because there's just so much excitement and energy like pent up. It's like it needs to get out. And I'm just seeing the 4 of Wands here at the bottom of the deck when I went to split it and shuffled. It could be like, I saw 1111 on the, bitch, that's the 1111 card, and I saw 1111 on the timer right then. Yo, wish fulfillment coming in tight, coming in quick, babies. Okay, so there's gonna be something to where you it's like you start noticing the little signs of like you're super abundant all of a sudden, like these little okay, so the universe or Most High is being a little turkey by like, say you're having like plumbing issues and, you know, something happens like that, or, you know, just it seems like an issue and you're like, dude, why is this happening, whatever. And then they end up fixing the problem, but like a bunch of crazy shit happened to where it like took longer than it needed to, and they end up like feeling bad for the whole like situation, or they like damaged something in the meantime, like they like did more damage than they fixed it, and so they had to go back and fix that too. So and then you're like, dude, what the hell is happening? And they're like, don't worry, like we'll cover the part that, you know, we like we won't charge you for that, that was our bad, we fucked up, whatever. And then you're like, oh, why is this happening? Like, you know, it just seems like you're having bad luck. But then it turns out they're like, we are so sorry this like turned into a total shit show. This is for free. And so you get like the part that was, you know, a problem for you that like, you know, maybe like you did or something, but because they did the damage, like you got that fixed for free. So like the whole event was free. And that's like the universe being a little turkey. Like you're thinking like, man, am I like paying karma? Like why is this happening? Or like, is this a test? You know, all this stuff. You're like thinking like, what have I done wrong? Like, how am I being tested right now? What's happening? And then at the end of like this whole stressful event, and you're just like, well, I gotta deal with this. Like, I guess I'll, you know, I'm just gonna have to pay whatever, you know, it costs. Like, you're just like preparing to like do all this extra legwork or whatever it is. Like, it could be like you got in trouble at work or something. And then it just like tidies itself up, and you get like say you get in trouble at work or whatever, and then you end up getting a promotion because they're like, oh, like that was a, you know, whatever. Like, I couldn't think of an example with that, but then you just end up getting a promotion or like a raise or something because like of the shenanigans that transpired. It's like, here's for your, you know, double for your trouble, essentially. And so that's what it is. The universe is being a little trickster, a little turkey. Like, say if you have like problems with like this person you've been dating or married to or whatever, and you know, it's the relationship's been fizzling out and you feel stuck financially, or you know, there's kids involved, or like maybe you're like co-parenting with somebody and you've just been getting like dealing with the bullshit with them. You're like, dude, why is this like escalating to this extreme? Like, what is happening? And then all of a sudden, like, it's somebody else like that you're supposed to be with, like your divine counterpart or whatever, you know, this perfect like person for you, you know, however you want to take that, shows up in your life, and they're like, damn shorty, what up? Like, and they're like everything you could ever want. And, you know, you may still have like a little bit of the stressors with, you know, the person that you're having to deal with, but it's like, it's like, psych, gotcha, gotta be quicker than that. Like, it's like, it's showing up as like all this stress, and like, that's what it is, dissatisfaction with life. It's like, we go trick them. It's like with that show Punked with Ashton Kutcher, like where they would like just make these people's lives hell, and then they'd be like, psych, like it's just a game show and you're gonna get like, you know, paid for the, you know, whatever. Like, that's what it is. Like, it's just like, just kidding. That little trickster energy, like, psych, we stressed you out for nothing. But here's double for your trouble, like, because we played on your top, like, we play with you, like. And here you are, like, getting stress zits, and like you wake up like grinding your teeth, and like you feel like shit, and you're all tired, and like you're just like, bro, like, is it gonna stop? Like, you're like, Holy Spirit, like, what have I done? Like, what's the lesson in this? You're like, damn, like, maybe I'm a shit, like, is this like clearing up some karmic debt? Like, what's happening? And then the universe is like, ha, got you, bitch. Like, that's what I'm getting. Like, the with the Two of Wands under that, it was all part of the plan. It was all part of the plan. Gotta be quicker than that. Like, I'm just kidding. Like, it's just like a little prank from the universe, like just being a little turkey, like. But with this, me splitting the deck and seeing this death card, I don't know why, it's just kind of funny. Like, I know you're gonna be like, oh bro, what the hell, but like, it's gonna be such a good blessing that you're just gonna be like, oh, okay, like, right on, like, sick. It's like, you had to, maybe the things that were happening to you with that death card, it was meant to like help you shed some more stuff, so like this, you would be more appreciative and grateful of this blessing. And I just saw, oh, hell, where'd it go? Well, I saw the Two of Cups and it went away, but so it's like, you know, your divine counterpart coming in. We have the Five of Pentacles in reverse. Like, this is like, you know, you had like major, like you had to drain your savings for like a repair on something, you know, like I was talking about plumbing or whatever. You had to do something where you had to drain all your savings. You're like, oh my God, like I was doing so good. Like I was on that grind, like, and then it's all like gone. And you're like, I know, it's like you're talking to yourself, like, I know it's for the greater plan, but you're like, I'm being tested, bro. I'm tired, boss. Like, I can't do it anymore. Yes. And then it's like, then you get like a big ass blessing, like, you know, a raise, or you finally get the job that, you know, you've been without a job for a while, or you've had to be a drifter, like you've been sleeping on people's couches, and then finally something works out to where you can get housing, or you finally like come up on some money to where, or somebody like pays your first month's rent, like to help you out, whatever, like just something just bam happens. Like out of the blue, it's just like bam, but bam. And it's like, because you've been waiting and like patiently, still diligent through all the bullshit, it's like you get, even though you felt stuck with this Eight of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles, you felt stuck, you felt burnout, like but you're like, okay, you stayed diligent and on your game through all of this. You're like, there's a reason for this, like maybe I'm paying off karmic debt, like maybe I've been an asshole, like, you know, there's something to this. You're like, what's the lesson here? Or maybe it's like resiliency, you know, you're like, there's something here. You stayed positive. You're like, bro, I'm tired, I'm at my limit, but like, I know there's something greater here. This is for the greater good. Oh, there's that Two of Cups. I knew it. Ha! Gotcha, bitch. And maybe that's you being stuck in a relationship because of like money, kids, whatever. Maybe the person was like, your baby mama, baby daddy, whatever, or whomever you were with, like you had shared resources and they were like playing some bullshit on you, like, oh, I won't let you see the kids if you do this, or I won't, I'm gonna take you for everything you have legally, all this stuff, whatever, however that ends up. There was all these like threats and shit like that, but they're all empty. And which might be this, that's my story, where it's like somebody slips up and it's like they rat themselves out that it was just an empty threat. And then you're like, oh, bye. Like, I thought I was stuck. Oh shit, I ain't. Later, bro. So you were thinking like, oh man, like this person, has it on me, whatever, with that Eight of Swords. Oh. And we have the King of Cups in reverse. This person just clowned themselves. Like, congratulations, you played yourself. Like, they've been, trying to get you stressed out, have you worried, have like the upper hand, and then they just completely fuck themselves by like, because they're like all like thinking like, just like being gross little gremlins, like jerking off to the fact that like they had you. And because they were so arrogant and cocky in this, however, this could be job, love, just life, family, take it how it resonates, but like they were like just so cocky and like, yeah, I got them, like I'm holding this above their head. Yeah. And they were so like high on the power trip that they end up slipping up because they're like, oh yeah, they're stupid, congratulations, you played yourself. With that King of Cups in reverse, that's like an emotional terrorist. Like, that's somebody that will like use their emotions to like fuck people up, like keep them stuck, or trigger warning, it's like somebody saying like, I'll hurt myself if you leave me, that type of thing. And it's a whole ass empty threat, but they're just trying to like play on your feelings. Fuck off, fly. Bitch. Gross. Sorry. I know though, I was like blowing on the camera, my bad. I didn't want to hit it because it was on the stand. But see how like I was able to control myself even though I wanted to beat the shit out of that fly? I didn't. So good on me. But that's like you like standing through all of this, all these trials, all this bullshit, all of that, and you're like, man, okay, there's a reason for this, like I know I can get out of this, or like, you're praying, you're like, I don't know what to do, just show me a way, whatever. And this is whatever gets exposed is the, it might be horrible, or you like finally figure out that it's an empty threat, they were being just an emotional terrorist, they were playing on your emotions, you're pulling your heartstrings, whatever. That gets exposed to you, and that's your blessing. Although it seems like awful and stressful and all of that, we have the Hermit card, Virgo. For some reason I'm called to say Virgo, but so you, like, I don't usually like to use the astrological sign, but I was called to say that. So you might be dealing with a Virgo that is like an emotional manipulator, being a little narcissist, being a cute little narcissist, being a little turkey. They're just being a little turkey. It doesn't have to be though, because I really don't like using the astrological signs, because then people get like hung up on that, and then they're like, it's like looking for a fight with somebody. I don't really like to do that. But that was significant for somebody watching. They're out here being a little turkey, trying to make you think with this Eight of Swords and the King of Cups in reverse that you don't have a way out. They're playing on your emotions. They're being an emotional terrorist. They're being on some bullshit because they smell out that you have something good coming for you with this Two of Cups, which is like soulmate energy. And that could be like, a job could be a soulmate. Like, this could be like you're meant to have this amazing job, but somebody's trying to hold you back or be on some bullshit. Yeah, they don't want you with this 10 of Pentacles in reverse. They don't want you to have your legacy because they're jealous and they know that they're not part of that. Or they'll know that it's like their lie will get exposed and they won't be part in on like your money or whatever. Yeah, okay. And with the 9 of Pentacles under that, they don't want you to have your independence. And or they're going to try and like, ooh, okay, so them being around you and getting their energy and all of that, and even though you feel stuck and you're like, I don't want to be any part of this, they get independence. And like being in with that 9 of Pentacles is like standing alone, having their legacy. And if it's like in a relationship thing, they might be playing that they're like single and all this and independent, but they're like siphoning your money, your energy. It might be like somebody's mother does that. Like they pretend that they get this independence because of you, which is weird because in their head they're thinking like, oh, I get money from them. It's like you're their job essentially, which is like to play on you and keep you stuck. And that's how they get this like abundance and independence. And I'm using that independence, that's in their mind. They're obviously codependent in using you for money, or just being around you, they become more abundant with that 9 of Pentacles. So like obviously it doesn't have to be like a partner, it could just be like a friend or a coworker or something. You make them look good, or by them playing you, they get something out of it, and they know you have something good coming for you. But it's just like this and the way I'm seeing this is like one of the 3 directions that it's going. So just so you know, like it doesn't have to, if this doesn't resonate for you, just know that it's something along those lines. Or just simply click off if it is not your message, babies. Okay? You don't have to get mad. I do think it's funny when y'all net bang on me and say some crazy ass shit. Like, I'm just like, what in tarnation? You have free reign to net bang on me on this video. Just go for it. Say some crazy wild ass shit. Make me laugh. Okay, so what we just went through was that cracked cup. Dissatisfaction with life. Yeah. And we have the 5 of Cups, which is grief, sadness, loss, those type of things. And then the universe is like, haha, just kidding. You just had to go through that to see like the truth. Yeah. You're strong. And oh, here's your blessing. Here's your prayer answered. What'd I say? Excuse me for the cough. The Justice card. Here's your blessing. Here's the balance. It's been shitty. It's been stressful. You've been going through it. All of this stuff happened for a reason. And the universe is like, that's my story and I'm sticking to it. I was a bit of a dick earlier. So you had to see this stuff though. It had to be exposed. You had to go through this stuff to be grateful for what's coming in. And it's helping you sever ties with either your old thinking patterns, old people, old jobs, whatever, old things. Like you had to get like rid of your car or something. It's like, all right, well, like it's like you had to cut these attachments by seeing this stupid shit go down. And here's the scales are finally balanced. It's like, you're getting justice for this. I promise. I know it seemed shitty at first, but it was for a good reason. Sorry you had to go through that. Here's the love of your life. That's the Ace of Swords. So like, that's the truth. It's like, here's the truth. I'm sorry you had to see the truth. And with it being a skull, it's like, yeah, the truth hurt and you had to end something, all of that, but like great love and romance and, you know, just overall good feelings came out of that. Like, yeah, it's a skull and it's dead and it's finished, but something good came out of it. You know, it's like when something decomposes, like, you know, compost. You know, you're letting all this stuff decompose and like these worms are pooping stuff out, you know, all of that. That's making fertilizer and to make great things come out of it. The shitty things fertilized, the bullshit fertilized this new great amazing thing that's coming into your life. Your prayer answered. And we excuse me. I'm getting some of you might be like speechless and be like if you get like a message or you're gonna be like, really, is this like for real? Like, and you might be one of those people that's like able to pop back, or you can keep moving, you're very good at like pivoting and like, but it's just gonna be so surprising and like, really, is this real? Like, it's gonna catch you off guard. My voice like cracks and I couldn't get a word out. We have the Four of Pentacles. That's like stability, and with it coming right after that Ace of Swords, that's like you cutting off something you've been holding on to. See how it's in a jar? It's like you taking the lid off and finally just like letting it do its thing. You're like, yeah, those, you know, I'm imagining these are like blueberries in a jar and they've been like, they're moldy as fuck. And you're like, oh, okay, I just need to like throw these away. Like, I can't eat them. Why am I holding on to this? Like, this is rotten. Oh, okay, I'm gonna cut this out, because you use the Ace of Swords to cut through the bullshit and see the truth and make those cuts that are necessary. You cut through the veil. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. And it's like this blessing coming in helps you see like all the other bullshit, like why it's worth it. It's like you suddenly have this like, oh, I forgive them. Oh, that's why it happened. I had to heal from this bullshit. They helped me, or this helped me, all the bullshit that happened, just this helped me, this led me to this, to see that I'm abundant, to see that I deserve good things. It like I said, it's like the universe doing this to make you more grateful for this like amazing thing coming in. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. The Queen of Wands in reverse. It is kind of weird because like the turkey is like a cone head. I don't know, that movie Conehead might be significant to you. Maybe you just watched it, or I don't know. Is that a holiday movie? I don't know. I haven't seen it in a long time. Coneheads. Film. 1993 might be significant. The guy, his face is like okay, what I'm kind of getting from this is like, you're like, once again, that like punked like bullshit. You're like, this is ridiculous. Like, you're like dealing with these weird ass people. You're like, is this even real? Like, how is this still happening? What the fuck? It's almost like you get to a point you're like, I fucking surrender, universe. Like, belly up. Like, I don't know what to. You got me. I give up. You're bigger than me. You're tougher than me. You win. And that's why this crazy ass shit is happening, because you've been like trying to use your own will to make this manifestation come in, which is good, but it's like you needed to surrender to the bullshit that's happening to make you more grateful and release some things, cut some cords, you know, that type of thing. And it's like you finally like you're like, oh, okay, I'm scared. You win, belly up, just you win, okay. I submit to the universe, to most high, whatever you want, whatever you believe in, your spirit team. And by doing so, that like finally like the universe is like, ah, they learned their lesson. Good. The teacher is proud. And then it's like suddenly all this badass shit starts happening. You're like, oh. And I'm getting is like some of you like might like genuinely tear up by like or cry or like be like it's speechless because of how like great these things are, just start the snowball effect, like things just keep coming in and growing bigger and bigger and bigger, and you're like, damn, this is badass. Show me the plot. What the fuck? What is a conehead? The coneheads are a fictional family of extraterrestrials with bald conical heads created for a series of recurring sketches on Saturday Night Live. They first appeared on January 15th, 1977. I know these messages are timeless, but something significant might happen on January 15th. Episode by Ralph Nader. Conehead extraterrestrials Beldar and Pyramat, I don't know, find themselves in New Jersey after a recon mission from their home planet of Remulak goes awry. So it's like you had these plans for yourself and you're like, yeah, so like I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna do that and this is what's gonna make my manifestation come in. And the universe is like, oh, that's cute. That's real cute. Okay. And that's when things went awry. And you're like getting your ass clapped like left and right. You're like, what is okay, I submit. And I'm not saying like you were being like an asshole or anything. July 23rd might be significant. In any of this, it's like you were being so diligent and determined to make your manifestations happen, but you were ignoring maybe some work that needed to be done or some cords that needed to be cut. And the universe is like, you still have to get rid of these things in order for this thing to happen. So I'm gonna put these weird ass, like hilarious, I'm gonna be a turkey and put these hilarious, to me, events in your life to where you have to finally just submit and belly up to me. Because it's meant to happen a different way than you think. Stranded, they are forced to live as a typical suburban humans. Beldar gets a job, and daughter Connie grows up to be a typical, if oddly shaped, teenager. When INS agents start investigating the family and Beldar receives sinister orders from Remulak, the Coneheads must decide where their allegiance lies. ST, pledge your allegiance. I gotta look up that song because it just came up. Suicidal tendencies, baby. Pledge your allegiance. Perfect. ST. I never said I don't like religion. I just don't like TV. You say I got a bad attitude around you that comes naturally. Yo. It's like if this was like a partner, baby mama, baby daddy, and they were just like on some bullshit all the time, and you were like, okay, like they have control over me, or like you have an asshole boss, or like coworker, friend, family member, whatever that looks like, and they just have like, they hover this thing over you. Like say it's like you have like a rich family or something, and they're like, well, if you don't do this, then you're taken out of the will and you're not getting your your money or whatever. They always like hold that over you to control you. And you're like, okay, well, fuck, like, I guess I gotta do this. But it feels wrong and against what you believe in and what your morals are, and like where your loyalty lies. It's like, you know, something is greater than that, but you felt stuck still nonetheless. It's like you were torn, and you had like one foot in, one foot out, one foot on one timeline, one foot on another. 1988. How will I laugh tomorrow when I can't even smile today? That's the album name. You say I got a bad attitude around you that comes naturally. You say I need more compassion. I can forgive, I just can't forget. You say control my temper, but when I feel like shit, I feel like shit. Yeah, like you're like around a bunch of fucking narcissists that won't let you just be a human. And that's how they, you know, going back to this King of Cups in reverse, this emotional terrorist, if they're a Virgo, they might be, I don't know. But it's like they try to make you feel isolated with this Hermit card. Or, you know, you have to like hold a lot back because they're like, well, what did you mean when you said this? Like you can't, and like they keep you in this like stuck energy just with whatever. If you leave me, I'll kill myself. Like all this crazy shit. Empty promises, like I'm gonna keep the kids away from you, or if you leave this job, I'm gonna blackball you in every way because I know the industry, blah blah blah, weird shit like that. Or, you know, your family being like, you're taken out of the will if you don't do this, that type of thing. They're like, okay, you say control my temper, but when I feel like shit, I feel like shit. You're allowed to be a human. Because I was born to be ST, and I'll always be ST. Don't get down on me, ST, because I'm down OG, ST. Why can't I ask any questions of what you say is true? That's going back to that. That's my story and I'm sticking to it. These empty threats. Suddenly you find your strength. It's like, so this has happened to me where, okay, I forgot to mention this. I'm getting all excited. This is like a really exciting, like, extra, read all about it. Some bullshit's going down and getting exposed. We have the Queen of Wands here. It's like suddenly, like you had like insecure, this is like reminding me with the Strength card and the Queen of Wands in reverse is like you go into an interview for a job. This has happened to me at a welding job where I was like super nervous and I was like, oh my God, like I've never done an aluminum TIG job before. I'm nervous, like I don't really know much about like tubing and stuff like that. And I get to the place and it's a fucking mess. Like it was all machinists and they needed one welder. So there was no welder. Nobody knew how to use any of the equipment. And I'm like, do you have like any sort of, like they didn't have like the right tungsten. They didn't have the right filler. And, you know, like, and I thought I was going in like not skilled and like I wouldn't know anything. And it suddenly just like all of my nervousness went away because it was a fucking mess. Like they didn't even have the right material for me to like even do a weld test. And here I'm thinking like, oh, I don't know anything, like, oh, a little, and it just turns out to be an utter shit show. They take me to this locker where like all the supplies were where it should have been, and I open it up and it just like a bunch of shit fell out, like those Tupperware commercials, like, are you tired of Tupperware that doesn't fit with each other and it's taking up a bunch of room, and you know it like falls on the lady, like it happened like that. Just a bunch of shit fell out of it. The people like had all of their like personal stuff stored in the shop. Like it was just a mess. Like I did the test, the weld test, right next to a child's rocking horse. I was like, what is this place? It's so weird. So it being a mess, like it was just like a total shit show. And that just completely dissipated all my nervousness. And I was like, oh, I'm the powerful one here. I'm the one that actually knows what the fuck's going on right here. This place is a mess. All of that like anxiousness or worry of like insecurity, like, what am I gonna do? What if I can't see my kids? What if I lose this job? What if they blackball me? What if I lose, like, they don't give me the money in the will, or like, you know, whatever, they don't give me my inheritance, whatever this thing is. All that dissipates because the slip up happens. Why can't I ask you any questions of what you say is true? It's like suddenly like, oh, you're being a turkey. You're full of shit right now. Nothing you're saying has any sort of structure to it or foundation. It's just hot air, baby. It's just 98 degrees. Okay. You might as well be farting because I can smell the shit from here. And all of a sudden it's like your confidence gets, and we have the 10 of Pentacles up right now instead of in reverse like we did before. And the fucking Queen of Cups is upright underneath that. And so it's like, oh, I smell the shit on your breath, dude. You're full of shit. Take a shower. I don't know why I said that. Am I supposed to believe anything or just everything said by you? And how can you call me stupid when you don't understand what I say? Ooh, so these people like might put you down and call you like stupid, or like no one's gonna love you, like no one's gonna hire you because like you're so new and green and there's no way you can climb the ladder, or, you know, I'll take you for everything you have in court and you won't be able to see the kids because I'm going to tell them how much of a shitty parent you are and you have a violent history, blah, blah, blah. This other weird bullshit. Just threats, empty threats. How can you call me evil when you've spoken to God today? Or wait, how can you call me evil? Have you spoken to God today? And what did he say? You're like, bitch, only God can judge me. Like, it's like suddenly, like, you just see through all the bullshit and you're like, oh, I was insecure for fucking nothing. I have the upper hand here, bitch. It's like suddenly, like, all of that just dissipates. And see how she's kind of got that, like, cat vibe in this card? And it's like, oh, like, but she's wearing the cat costume when you are the real fucking lion with this strength card. It's like, bitch, you wearing a costume. I'm a motherfucking lion. Okay? Stand back. Stand back. I'm smarter than you. I know more than you. You know nothing. This is a fucking, you're a mess. You are a literal fucking, you have nothing on me. You're full of shit. Suddenly it just, all of that dissolves and you're like, oh, I've got the upper hand. No shit. Like, say if you're like in a custody court case for your kids or something, or you might be going through some legal stuff with like a landlord, whatever, family, whatever, and you're like been stressing about it, all this shit, and it turns out like, you know, their lawyer like didn't show up for them, or like they just were cocky enough to think that they didn't need a lawyer up, and you're over here like I'm literally seeing this badass bitch, like, just, they call her the man eater, and it's like a lawyer, like, I'm seeing like a billboard with her, just like, the man eater, and she's got like a grip master, and she's just all like, I squeeze nuts for fun. They call me the nutcracker. You know, just like crazy, like she's a hardcore bitch. Like, and that's like the lawyer you have, and they're thinking they're all cocky and arrogant and like they have the upper hand here, and you're like, oh, you are fucked. Like, here I'm thinking I wasn't prepared and I was in shit and all of this, and so you're like, I've had the upper hand the whole entire time. Right the fuck on. Oh, I'm winning, bitch. Everything. I am abundant. You can't fuck with me with that 10 of Pentacles. Like, And it's because you've been in this Queen of Cups energy. You've been nurturing. You've been good-hearted. You've been listening to your intuition. You've been following. I have 1344. I was called to look at that on my clock. 144. 144. You're like, oh, no, I've been living my purpose. You've been living your purpose. You've been like doing the work. You've been like, that's all you've had to do was just undo these like familial curses, like work through your karmic cycles, change as a person, like growing as a person. That's all you've been focusing on, and it's been happening. You've been doing it. You had been doing it, okay? You really do this shit. And here, like, people are like playing on your top, like thinking like, oh yeah, I got them, like, and they just get too arrogant. They get too excited with that Knight of Wands and the Page of Wands. They're not King of Wands. They're not in this, like, they're getting too cocky, too excited, and you know, to get this message like, yeah, I have it on you, whatever. Nah, dude, you've been living your purpose. You've been doing the work, undoing all the bullshit, and you're getting compensated for it, essentially. Yeah, buddy. Oh, have you talked to God today? What did he say? Yeah, I bet you didn't, bitch. Me and God like this. Me and the universe like this. Man, fuck you. Here I'm thinking you had it on me. Yeah, that's some bullshit. And you know, like the man-eater lawyer, like that might just be your ancestors, your spirit team just having your back, like on gang, like just like just straight up like nutcrack ball busters just on your side, like, oh, I do this for fun. Oh, I fuck up liars with the 7 of Swords. I fuck them up for fun. This is your goon ass ancestors spirit team being like, oh no, no, bitch, you thought. Literally, with the 5 of Cups in reverse, like they enjoy fucking liars and cheaters and stealers, all of this up. Like, oh, you want to play games? You want to play on them? Oh, I love this. This is my shit. Yo, I shuffled and both of them showed up again. Confirmation. Cause I was born to be ST. And I'll always be ST. Don't get down on me, ST. Cause I'm down home G. Down OG, ST. Okay. Not afraid to die. Just you promise me, you gotta carry on. As long as your heart beats, pledge your allegiance. ST. You can call me ugly, but I still dress the way I choose. How you gonna judge me? You've never taken a walk in my shoes. Why don't you ever trust me when I'm smiling? Is it a sin to have fun? And that's these people like just trying to suck the life out of you, suck the abundance out of you. Because they're so fucking miserable. And why should I repent when there's nothing wrong with anything that I've done? Because I was born to be ST. Not afraid to die. You gotta promise me. You gotta carry on. Pledge your allegiance. Suicidal. Yes. Oh, that is so perfect. Huh, that's interesting. Pledge your allegiance. All right, what else? What else we got? Anything else to tidy up? I'm feeling that it's kind of just dying off here, the energy. Oh my god. Yo, bitch. Yo, the fucking 7 of Swords came out. The lies are catching up to somebody. Or, you know, if it was like you thinking, you're like, why is all this crazy shit happening? Like, it's all just like getting exposed. Like, oh, that you just were lying to yourself. It's not anything bad. It was all for the greater good. I promise. Like, it's like you were thinking like, oh, like, man, like maybe there's some more like work I have to do, which you did. You had to release more. But it's like all of this stuff is getting exposed as lies. You're like, oh, there was nothing to it. I was getting stolen from, you know, whatever, like, or this was meant to help me like cut things out, you know, whatever that is. And it was just like your worries and fears getting you, like, it was just bullshit. Like, if it wasn't somebody else, it was just you lying to yourself, like thinking like, oh, maybe like I don't deserve this, like maybe. And that kind of helped you like sever the tie with you trying to will yourself this manifestation when other stuff needed to happen first. And we have the Seven of Cups in reverse. Like, it's just like all of the illusion and lying and trickery and stuff like that with the Seven of Swords. And then the Seven of Cups upright would be like illusions, confusion, that type of stuff. Like, which path do I take? Like, where am I at? Like, where do I go? What do I do? That suddenly just gets exposed. Like, you're like, oh, I've had the upper hand the entire fucking time. Moi? Like, you're just like suddenly like, oh, okay. It just makes sense. And I'm just getting like, we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. You might be in this Queen of Swords in reverse. That's like straight ball buster energy, straight up. Like, you might be in that energy. You're like, oh yeah, that was a lie. That was an empty threat. All right, cut from the team, bruh. Like, the Queen of Swords, and don't get caught up on the gender or anything like that. That's just an energy. That's just an archetype. The Queen of Swords in reverse is somebody that will just ball buster energy. Like, oh, I don't, cold, hard bitch. Like, I will cut you to nothing. Like, it's like using your words to, and like, intellect to fillet somebody. Like, you are so sharp and on your game that you can fillet somebody alive with just your words and your intellect and like understanding. It's like you were under this illusion with that Seven of Cups and the Seven of Swords. Like, you were under the illusion, and now all of a sudden that Seven of Cups got turned upside down. You're like, oh, I know exactly what I need to do now. I needed to surrender to all that crazy bullshit, and now I see the truth, and I'm like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to bust some balls. I'm ready to, you got your grip master. You're just like on that. Or hell, that Queen of Swords in reverse energy might be somebody around you that just like, they share their story, or they give, it's some awesome person that just comes and gives you like some hardcore ass advice. Be like, really? You're gonna let your the love of your life walk away because you're stuck over here? Or you're gonna let your dream job just fizzle away because you think you're stuck over there? Really, motherfucker? Bitch, you don't even know. Where's the proof that they said that they can do this? It's bullshit. Like, it's just somebody giving you some hardcore facts. You're like, ow, did you just call me stupid? It's because you believe in lives, motherfucker. That's why you're stupid. And you're like, damn, maybe I am. And then, it's just like suddenly like the fog is lifted, and you're like, oh, that was just some, with that Seven of Swords, like, that's some bullshit. It was a lie. Empty threat. They were just playing me. Oh, I have the upper hand. Feeling all spiffy. Like, somebody, it might be, somebody pointing that out to you or whatever, but just like suddenly like the fog is lifted and you're like, oh, you slipped up. Whoops. Oh. We have the Page of Swords in reverse. You might be, just called to watch somebody, or you catch somebody like stalking and spying on you, and you're like, oh, why are they doing that? That's weird. Oh shit, I didn't even see that. Four of Cups in reverse. You like see it. It's like suddenly like with the Four of Cups in reverse and the Seven of Cups in reverse, it's like everything's exposed, bitch. We see exactly what the fuck is up. You might be called to like start watching somebody like really intently, or you just like you're like guided to look away, look a certain direction, I should say. And you're like, huh, and that might be you like doing research. Like, it doesn't need to be like you physically moving your body to look at somebody, but that could be also. But it's like you suddenly realize like you're called to look up covert narcissism or other weird stuff like that, and you're like guided to start doing research on that, and like to an extreme, or just like the universe starts just like, and Most High starts giving you all this stuff, all these things. You're listening to your intuition, you're following it. You're like, oh shit, I see it now. Oh, you thought you had the upper hand. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. And it might be you finding out that somebody has like cloned your phone, or like say your partner put like a GPS tracker on your car or on your phone or something like that. And you're like, it's like you suddenly find this, or like you catch them like going through your phone, like you were snapping on the couch or something, and you like kind of like just like you're woken up out of like this dead ass like snoring sleep, and you like catch them like, you know, just red-handed. It's like your spirit team, everything, it's like it was guided, it's guided you, it woke you up out of this slumber to see the truth with that Four of Cups in reverse. It's like it gets exposed to you. And that might be somebody hacking into your email or whatever that's been trying to like threaten you and do all this weird stuff, keep you in this illusion. Knight of Cups, like it just all gets exposed. And you see they're trying to confuse you, block an offer, a proposal coming in with this Eight of Wands in reverse. It's like trying to slow you down in some sort of way, so because they know you were gonna, it's like they the phrase that's coming to me is, if you don't see your worth, somebody else will, and they'll take advantage of it and try to keep you down, keep you stuck. You didn't, with that Queen of Wands in reverse, you didn't see the truth. You were feeling kind of insecure, and then all of a sudden it's like you step into that strength energy, that lion energy. You're like, oh, you were just wearing a costume. The costume fell off, and you're like, bitch, I'm a lion. Oh, oh, it's on. I'm a ball buster now, bitch. But yeah, it's like that Page of Swords. I'm spitting all over the place. Jeez. Oh, I literally have spit, like I have spat all over my cards. I don't even know what that means, but I kind of want to know. With the Nine of Cups in reverse, that's like they started to overindulge and just like they're overdoing it. It's like somebody spitting in your food and like being like, got them. But it's like you catching them red-handed with that Page of Swords and the Four of Cups in reverse and the Seven of Cups in reverse. It's like you catch them finally. You're like, bitch, you've been spitting in my food this whole time. Why? Overindulgent. They just got cocky. They're like, oh yeah, I have full control, baby. Oh yeah, I got their money. I got them stuck. I got them insecure. False. False evidence appearing real. You're like, oh yeah, you done fucked her, bud. I understand now that you've been lying this whole entire time. Pledge your allegiance, bitch. We have the full moon, which in this deck, this is the sun card. It's like suddenly illuminated. You know, it's like when the sun comes out when it's foggy, and like this fog just like goes away super fast. That's what's happening. It's like the fog is lifted, you see the truth, and it's like now you're like, it's this excitement. Like you might be like pissed off at first and you're like, dude, what the fuck? But it's like such a good thing that's coming in, and you like stepping into your power and being like, oh bitch, you thought I'm out here doing the Lord's work. I'm out here doing God's work right now. And you're thinking you're on demon time and controlling me. And with the sun card and the strength card both coming out, that's Leo energy, that's strength, that's confidence, you know, in its higher form, right? You know, because Leo can be very insecure in their shadow side. And once again, don't get caught up on the astrological shit. That's why I don't like using it, but it needed to come out for some reason. Yeah, and you're like, oh, you've just been playing with this Five of Swords at the bottom of the deck. You're like, you've just been on some bullshit, and you've been trying to win at all costs, do some underhanded bullshit. They may have like hired somebody to like lie to you and say like threaten you or whatever, like some really crazy shit. I'm getting somebody may have like paid their friend to act as like a lawyer or like some like authority figure of some sort. Could be like, you know, a boss or somebody from corporate or whatever, to like threaten you and keep you small, even though like it wasn't even real. So like people be doing like the most like illegal ass shit trying to keep you stuck, and it suddenly gets pointed out. where he is, point him out, put his bitch ass in the trunk, take him to the south, point him out by that Mexican OT. That's what's coming to me is like, oh, you thought like it's like you suddenly like the fog lifts and you realize like with that Pledge Your Allegiance song, don't get down on me because I'm down OG. I'm an OG. Like, oh, you thought, bitch, you thought. Throw his bitch ass in the trunk, take him to the south. That's like your ancestors just being on straight goon time. Like, and that is like, all of this stuff is getting exposed for you, or you just stepping back into your strength and being like, oh, I have the upper hand here. I am the most experienced. I'm an OG. Point him out, bitch. Like, it's just you suddenly like being like, oh, you made me feel stupid. You made me feel this. And now I see like why you were doing this. It's like it's like the light bulb pops on in your head and you're like, which with that full moon card, the sun card in this deck. Oh, okay. It's like your spirit team, everything just gets like, it's exposed to you what you need to do, what path you need to take with that Seven of Cups in reverse. Like, it's just suddenly like, oh, this is the direction I need to take. You have no authority over me. That was just a bunch of bullshit with this Seven of Swords. Like, that was lies, trickery, deceit. You were playing on my bullshit, especially with the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords being both in this. You were out here like trying to shoot slugs when they were just plastic. I have real ammo, bitch. It's like somebody like putting a airsoft pistol in your face. You're like, are you literally trying to rob me with a paintball gun? Like, you're just like, when you're like actually packing a real pistol, you're like, I have a 45. Like, don't. Like, it's like you suddenly like realized your power. You're like, oh, I'm a heavy hitter, bitch. You're out here playing on some bullshit. You just caught yourself up. What is that? My story. That's my story. It's where it's like, you don't know it, boy, but you just blew it. It's like, I have ball busters on my side. Like, cold, hard bitch. They call her the Nutcracker. Oh, anything else? Full card. New beginning. Boo! With the little ghost. Isn't that cute? Boo. This deck is called the Spoofy deck, I think is what it's called, Spoofy. But yeah, you got it's a new beginning. And like, you can drift away. You're like, oh, and what I'm seeing with that little ghost is like, you thought you were weighed down with like this ball and chain and all this shit. And it's like, it just like everything just clicks into place. And you're like, oh, I'm abundant. I'm a heavy hitter. I'm a bad bitch. I'm a straight OG. Look at me. I'm a straight OG. Me with my fucking turkey hat. Like, I am an original gangster. You're able to have this new beginning and you're like, it's like you can take this leap of faith all of a sudden. I am like literally spitting. Okay, I keep spitting on these two cards, the Queen of Swords in reverse and the Page of Swords in reverse. So those very significant. There might be some ball buster bad bitch like looking out for you. It might be like an ancestor or something of the sort. I have to wipe it off. It's so bad. Spitting all over the damn place. I'm on a sick one with this message, man. I tell you. It also might just be like, because I could read this two different ways. You catch somebody that, or like, somebody's been spying on you, stalking you, had GPS trackers on you, been going through your phone, deleting text, doing weird stuff, just like, or reading through all your texts, going through your pictures, seeing what podcasts you've been listening to, like just crazy, like over the top spying shit. You catch them doing it. Oh, that was somebody starting their car. Oh, that's what I'm getting. Is like somebody might be trying to sneak out in the middle of the night, but it's like they have loud exhaust or something, and it's like they think they're being all sneaky, and then they start up their car, and it's like a cold start, so it's like extra loud, just like that exhaust outside. Like they get caught up in their own lie because they're just so over the top with their bullshit. Just overindulging in like the stalking, the spying, the lying, because the Queen of Swords could also be like a liar, just depending on how you want to read that. But they're catching themselves up with their own bullshit. It's like, congratulations, you played your fucking self. Just way over the top with the lying, especially because we have the Seven of Swords there. We do have a lot of swords energy here, so it's definitely like somebody, maybe like they made you think that you were stupid, or you didn't catch stuff, or you're like, oh, you weren't paying attention, you're always distracted, you're always in your head, blah blah blah, whatever. Or like, there's no way you saw that, you're full of shit, like, just like the bullshit, like, or they make fun of the way you talk or something of the sort, and that's how they got you like thinking you're stupid or something. But it's just like suddenly that's like lifted. Or that might just be like your inner voice too. It's like, oh, you're like, fuck you, dude. Like, fuck off, inner voice. Like, you're full of shit. I'm gonna take the leap of faith. Boo, bitch. Like, that's just like stepping up to somebody and like, what is it called when like a fake out, you're like, just to see where they're at, like, and they finally jump instead of like, you're like, oh, you are a little scaredy pants, aren't you? Step to me. Boo. All right. I love you so much, babes. I'm just going to end it there, all chaotic like that. I love you so much, babes. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. Bye.